Now, I don't like people who don't play fair, and this has been a huge issue within the market that short sellers don't play fair to longs, to retail longs, to institutional longs, so on and so forth. Now, over the past couple of weeks, you may have noticed alongside the SPY ripping, short sellers are in a bit of a jiffy here, to say the least. They're in a lot of pain, and you are seeing spikes in these small, mid-cap, high short interest plays as shorts are trying to get out, or at least that's what they're making you think. Now, in today's video, I want to talk about what nobody's talking about on YouTube, nobody's talking about on Twitter, and I want to prepare you guys for what's about to happen with the market and these stocks in particular, as well as some AMC and GameStop stuff throwing in the video, along with Virtu, the SEC, so on and so forth. So without further ado, please guys, if you find value out of the video or enjoy watching, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's get into it. Okay, so I am on the highest short interest plays right in front of you: Carvana, Allo, Beyond, AI, Big, Upstart, so on and so forth. And I went down the list, I swear, almost all of these, right? Almost all of the list. And I don't like short sellers because of the way they treat people in the market and the way they treat the market, but I am going to say that a lot of these stocks are shorted, rightfully so. Carvana earnings is looking horrible, down 1,000% net income, down 1,000% diluted EPS, down 1,000% net profit, down 500% operating income. Beyond Meat looking horrible in their recent earnings. SPCE, horrible their recent earnings. UPST, Upstart Holdings, looking horrible in their recent earnings as well, except their revenue is doing okay. Wayfair looking absolutely like a bloodbath. This thing is going to continue to stay on one of the highest shorted stocks on the list. And surprisingly enough, AI. C3 AI. Year over year, the revenue's up a little bit, but it's not looking hot. This could be an early sector to jump into, depending on how good they do in the sector as a company. But as of right now, short sellers are rightfully shorting this stock, except for two. Ticker symbol ARHS. Their revenue is up year over year. Net income, diluted EPS, net profit margin, and operating income are all up year over year. In fact, the net income up over 1,000%. Now, there is one other stock as well, ticker symbol GEO, looking decent as well. Their net change in cash, however, is down, as well as ARHS. But these are the two potential stocks that I scrolled through the list and I found where their earnings may not match the short selling sentiment within the plays. With that being said, what I'm trying to really get at here is that these plays are about to come down. If you take a look at Carvana, based on these cycles we've been tracking, it tracked perfectly, and now it is nearing the peak, and it's going to come down hard as the earnings are not solid. Short sellers are not going to cover on a stock, on a company that's not doing well. Now, ARHS, GEO, this is something you can take on your own will. I didn't really look into these companies. I want to state a couple of things. Everyone's telling you on YouTube. Now, let me just preface this by stating AMC and GameStop are completely different scenarios than these short squeeze plays. We are choosing to save these companies, and short sellers are essentially trapped, okay? These plays, everyone's telling you, guys, jump into these short squeeze plays before they're over. Shorts are getting squeezed out of their positions, but I'm trying to tell you and point out right now, shorts are going to keep shorting these. They're going to come down very, very hard, and you are going to be either A, stuck holding the bag, or B, so sad that you missed out. Now, if you can't beat them on these certain plays, why don't you join them from a fundamental aspect, and you can play puts on all of these companies. These are layup of trades, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Carvana, Beyond Meat, SPCE, Upstart, Wayfair, AI, so on and so forth. These are all layups of trades that I'm going to be talking about, especially in the Discord over the weekend and over next week, at how easy these are, because they are going to come down. As soon as the SPY takes a little bit of a bleed, the rain on these parades are over. Short sellers are trapping a ton of retail into these plays. So just keep that in mind, keep that in the back of your head. But since we are talking about it, GameStop is on this list. According to the highshortinterest.com website, 21.7% short interest on GameStop. And if you actually take a look at GameStop, since the latest earnings, GameStop shorting has dropped to the lowest levels seen in well over a year by a wide margin, which means short sellers are taking a look and they're saying, whoa, okay, GameStop earnings are doing a little bit decent. Maybe we should take a step back. And that is why you take a look at these companies like ARHS, which is on the list, and ticker symbol GEO as well, as short sellers may or may not be doing the same thing very, very soon. Now, before we touch on AMC and some other stuff, guys, if you want to join the Discord, the link is right under the video. Hopefully you're all enjoying your weekend. We also have a 3-day weekend. The market is closed on Monday. Join the Discord, talk with me on the daily, as well as 500 of most amazing people who talk stocks all day long, as well as have options trading alerts in there and more. That link is right under the video, as well as in the top comments. And guys, do not sleep on this. A lot of you guys have signed up and not deposited yet. Make sure to deposit at least $1. Use my link, download Moomoo, and make a deposit to earn up to 17 free stocks, plus a $100 cash coupon and a potential Tesla stock. Tesla has been ripping lately, as well as a C3 AI stock if you deposit $100 or more. So take advantage of this before June is over. You only have about a week and a half left, so make sure to take advantage of this right now, guys. Let's get back to the video. High box office numbers indicates big growth for AMC. Today's box office numbers indicate big growth for AMC as revenue nears pre-pandemic levels. Box Office Mojo reports more than $2.2 billion in gross revenue for the second quarter of 2023 alone. AMC and GameStop are both dragging in more and more revenue for the company and slowly are going to dig themselves out of the hole and delete the short thesis as shorts stop shorting. And now, of course, we know all of the manipulation behind that, but you get what I'm saying from a fundamental aspect. Now, InvestorTurf tweeted this. According to reports, AMC Theaters has withdrawn its decision to screen the documentary film No Way Back, which sheds light on the potential negative impacts of gender-affirming care on minors. It is alleged that external pressure influenced this reversal, with claims labeling the movie as anti-trans. So AMC was going to release No Way Back on the big screens, which basically shows the negative effects of gender-affirming care on young people, on minors. And instead, they got backlash for it, saying this is anti-trans, this and that. Now, guys, I don't want to get political here. I don't want to get controversial here. But do what's right, AMC. I think you should put this on the big screen. Bring awareness, no matter what backlash you get, because the media can't portray anything worse about the company. They already spread as much fear, uncertainty, doubt, and negative stuff that they already can on you guys. And I'm just saying, no matter what happens, retail is here. We are still holding the stock. We are still holding the play. But you guys let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. U.S. national debt reaches an all-time high of $32 trillion. So even though this is all happening, people are like, oh, let's just, continue to buy equities. The market's doing good. They're going to rate hike even higher than they expected soon. But let's just keep buying the SPY. Let's just dollar cost average in. And the debt is horrible. The Securities Exchange Commission just made a firm pay a whopping $27 million to investors, plus interest and performance adjustments after failing to waive fees for years. Pacific Investment Management Company LLC will also pay an additional $9 million to settle 2 enforcement actions relating to the disclosure and policy and procedure violations. Speaking of violations and lawsuit, Virtu may face a new fraud class action lawsuit from investors in wake of several violations. The SEC has been investigating the hedge fund in relation to the company's information access barriers. Virtu also received a Wells notice in February, an indication that the SEC has discovered evidence of possible violations of the securities laws from the hedge fund. Virtu is basically the second largest market maker under Citadel Securities, so keep that in the back of your head as well. Definitely something to pay attention to. Plus, Mullen will be starting the Mullen Class 3 production in July. Will this development be the catalyst to give Mullen Automotive share price some action? According to this article, Mullen announced that they are going to have major steps incoming in July for the company. Speaking of that, I did just add calls to Mullen on Friday. If you're not in the Discord, you didn't get that trade, but I did disclose as soon as I entered it. One more thing I wanted to touch on, AMC is being accumulated higher by institutions, whether they're lending their shares out or not. GameStop is being accumulated as well now by institutions. So institutions are finally starting to add on AMC and GameStop. Also, guys, I'm going to leave this linked in the comments. It's free. It's just a website. In case you guys want to check out some squeeze plays, this is a stock screener. You can put your info in, yada, yada, yada. I'm leaving this down here so you can work with it throughout the weekend. Overall, guys, this is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Make sure to take these trades, these layup of trades, because these companies are not looking hot. They're not doing well. Overall, guys, that is what I got for you. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.